In 2015, the transition of the term to define problematic behaviour shifted from behavioural, emotional and social difficulties to a new concept of reference as social, emotional and mental health difficulties. This encompasses the underlying cause of negative behaviour in the classroom, providing reasons rather than placing blame and labelling behaviour. The new definition focuses more on the child's individual experiences, seeking a cause of behaviour and placing more responsibility on the teacher to accommodate the needs of the child. This shift in definition, along with experiences on placement, sparked the question, how do Sandtimers as a classroom management tool promote the inclusion of pupils who exert challenging behaviours?
Gartrell discusses the ideology of the encouraging classroom in which a child's place within the class community lies at the heart of it. Timeouts, with the isolated repercussions it comes with, jeopardises a child's position in this community by removing them completely for a certain amount of time. The use of a sand timer adds to this sense of exclusion by putting limitations on the amount of time a child has to cool down, when in particular children with emotional and behavioural difficulties may struggle to do. Mosley and Sonnet state that the sand timer can have a hypnotic quality, which encourages a child to watch the time run out rather than reflecting on their behaviour, which was the sole intention of the timeout. This then removes its fundamental purpose in seeking improvement to their behaviour, which therefore hinders their inclusion into the classroom environment as there is a lack of productive outcomes.
The negatives of the use of sand timers as a timeout method rang true during one of our placement experiences when it was used with a child who had complex social, emotional and mental health issues. Sand timers were used as a sanction when his behaviour deteriorated, with minutes added when an unacceptable classroom behaviour was exhibited during learning time. However, the time accumulating on the sand timer became a fixation for the child and caused him to lose focus, which would negatively impact his inclusion in the classroom. As the sand timer was used in the midst of a meltdown, this would often end up with them staying inside for most of their lunchtime as the child was in a highly agitated state. This made us question, is it fair to exclude a child by diminishing their free time using a sand timer for behaviours out of the child's control?
Conversely, timeouts can be seen as a positive break for a child, as research suggests that for a teacher to gain control of a classroom, the child needs to be removed from the conflict and have time to reflect on their behaviour in order to process and manage their actions. It is believed that in managing hostile emotions, we need to develop self-esteem and connect with the self in order to express our feelings efficiently. Although this could be viewed as segregation, it does possess the ability to offer inclusion in the sense that the teacher has to put aside time to give the child with behavioural difficulties the necessary support they need to ensure they feel valued and included within the class. In conclusion, we believe that sand timers as a resource to include pupils who exhibit challenging behaviour are largely not inclusive and can be isolating and lack purpose for the individual. We feel a calm discussion which focuses on the social and emotional well-being of the child and providing coping mechanisms offers inclusion to both the individual and the whole class. We wholly agree with the recent shift in government definitions as discussed at the beginning of our podcast.